All right, let's get right into it. Forget all the stuff you've heard about pickup lines and small talk. We're about to break down a tactical playbook on how to actually weaponize your gaze to spark some serious primal attraction. This is the art of eye chemistry. So, are your eyes a secret weapon? The short answer is absolutely. In fact, they might be the single most powerful tool you have in your dating arsenal. We're not talking about just looking at someone. We're talking about igniting actual chemical reactions in their brain. And hey, don't just take my word for it. The anthropologist Helen Fisher said it perfectly. This isn't just some nice theory. It's hardwired into our animal instincts. The eye is where it all kicks off. So let's learn how to use it. Okay, technique number 1, the intense gaze. This is the foundation. This is ground zero. It's all about dramatically cranking up your eye contact to build this powerful, undeniable connection right from the get-go. Now, check this out. Research from Harvard's Zick Rubin shows that in a normal conversation, people only make eye contact about 30 to 60% of the time. But people who are in love, they're looking at each other over 75% of the time. That massive gap, that's your target. You mimic the gaze of lovers to create the feelings of lovers. So, how do you pull this off without just being a creep? 3 simple drills. First, the optic nerve focus. Don't just look at their eyes, imagine you're looking through them, right to the back of their skull. That creates real intensity. Second, give yourself the 75% challenge. Consciously keep that eye contact at that lover's level. And finally, and this is crucial, the love aura. You have to project warmth. Think appreciative thoughts so your eyes actually look inviting, not predatory. Okay, which leads us to the next big question, right? It's one thing to be intense, but how do you make your eyes more, well, inviting? How do you signal that you're interested without having to say a single word? And that brings us to technique number 2, bedroom eyes. Now, this isn't some kind of movie star magic, okay? It's a real evolutionary signal that scientists literally call the copulatory gaze. And the secret, well, it's all about the size of your pupils. So there's actually a science for this. It's called pupillometrics. This guy, Dr. Eckhard Hess, he pioneered this whole field and basically proved that big pupils are a universal turn-on. It's totally subconscious, but our brains see them and immediately register interest and attraction. And this study just lays it out perfectly. Dr. Hess showed a bunch of guys 2 identical photos of a woman. The only difference, in one, he'd secretly made her pupils bigger. The result was insane. The guys had a response that was twice as strong to the woman with the larger pupils. And it works the exact same way for women looking at men. It is a biological trigger. So how the heck do you make your pupils get bigger? You can't just will them to expand, but you can trick them into it. 2 drills. First, feature focus. Find one feature on their face you genuinely find attractive, their lips, a dimple, whatever, and just focus on it. Looking at something you like makes your pupils naturally get bigger. Second, loving thoughts. Just actively think about how much you're enjoying being with them. Those warm, positive thoughts will trigger the same physical response. All right, let's move on to technique number 3, because this is where we start building some real tension. This one's called sticky eyes, and it's all about breaking a very basic social rule. You hold your gaze for just an extra second right after they finish talking. I mean, this quote just nails the feeling it creates, doesn't it? It's a little unsettling, it's primal, and it's seriously sexy. That lingering look taps into how people act when they are totally captivated by each other, and it triggers that same little chemical rush, that fight or flight feeling you get when you're crushing on someone. So here are the drills. First, the lingering look hold. When they finish a sentence, you fight that natural urge to immediately look away. You just hold it for one extra beat in that silence. It's going to feel a little intense, but that's the whole point. And then second, the taffy pole disengagement. When you finally do have to look away, you do it slowly, almost reluctantly. You drag your eyes away like they're stuck with warm taffy. It sends a huge signal that you don't want to break contact. Okay, we've made it to our final and most advanced technique, the visual voyage. This is how you escalate intimacy without saying a word. You let your eyes slowly and lovingly wander over their face, showing a much deeper level of attraction. To do this right, you gotta follow 3 steps. 1, the face scan. Just let your eyes gently trace their features from their eyes, down their nose, to their chin. 2, the lip linger. As you're scanning, let your gaze just rest on their lips for a split second. That's a huge, huge signal. And finally, step 3, the comfort check. Only if the vibe feels right, only if you're getting good signals back, you can briefly let your gaze drift down to their neck or shoulders, but you have to be careful here. And look, this slide is non-negotiable, especially for the men watching. This technique takes some finesse. You are, and I'm quoting this directly, cruising into dangerous seas. A quick, appreciative glance below the neck is one thing. A long, obvious stare is totally different. Do not let your eyes vacation there too long, or you will absolutely sink the whole ship. Be discreet. So there you have it. These 4 techniques aren't just a bunch of random tricks. They're a complete step-by-step playbook designed to build attraction from the ground up, using nothing but your eyes. Let's just run through the toolkit one last time. You start with the intense gaze to forge that initial connection. Then, you use bedroom eyes to subconsciously signal your desire. You follow that up with sticky eyes to create that electrifying tension. And finally, you seal the deal with the visual voyage to escalate the intimacy. See how each step builds on the last? Look, these are scientifically backed techniques. They're a proven set of tools. Yeah, they require practice, and you've got to read the situation, but the playbook is now officially in your hands. So the only real question left is this. Now that you know the rules of the game, how are you going to play?